Hi, everyone. This is Parag Patel reporting on the recent case where the US Department of Justice Tax Division basically conceded and reduced a penalty on a Form 3520 filing. So specifically, Form 3520 deals with our taxpayers and clients that report foreign gifts received. And it's a very common form. And it's also very common that people get assessed penalties for failure to file the form. In this case, we had, and it's popularly known as the Polish lottery case, because in this case, we had a Mr. Wrzesinski, a Polish-American citizen who failed to file the Form 3520. He was lucky enough that his mother won the lottery in 2010 and 11, and then his mother gifted him $830,000 over 2010 and 2011. His accountant erroneously advised him that while that he didn't have to report the existence of the foreign inheritance. The accountant interestingly correctly advised him that it's not subject to income tax, but erroneously advised him that no filings were required. In reality, as we tell all of our clients, Form 3520 is required to be filed to report a foreign inheritance in any calendar year that the taxpayer has received more than $100,000. So if you get more than $100,000 from outside the United States, you need to report it. So in this case, the taxpayer, after realizing his mistake, he went to a tax attorney, not me, but that tax attorney told him to file a reasonable cause statement through the DIIRSP program, which is the known as the Delinquent International Information Return Submission Procedure Program. He submitted the explanation, and the IRS basically still assessed the penalty. In this case, what happened was that the taxpayer appealed, and in the appeal, the taxpayer abated 80% of the penalty, but still had to pay another $41,500. The taxpayer then paid that amount and then immediately filed a claim for refund, which you're entitled to do. Basically gives you your ticket to go and file a claim for refund. And the taxpayer did that, and through the various proceedings of the district court, basically the Department of Justice kind of reconsidered and agreed with the taxpayer and said, oh, shouldn't have assessed the penalty. It's a rare win for a taxpayer in a Form 3520 case. Many of our clients, as I previously stated, are getting hit with this penalty. In this case, I think the taxpayer just got lucky because he had a CPA or the accountant that was willing to stand behind him and say that, look, I erroneously advised the client that he didn't need to file. Very few of our clients have such evidence, and very few CPAs provide and admit that they were wrong. So this is perhaps just a lucky break, but it just shows to you that sometimes the government does the right thing and agrees with the taxpayer, and in this case, the taxpayer won. So just wanted to share this case. It's an interesting case, but does show the dangers of failing to file a Form 3520. And again, we encourage all of our clients to file this form. And there are a couple of programs that you can go through to try to minimize penalties, including the DIIRSP program, and then maybe an appeal on the DIIRSP. And eventually, we've had great success in trying to get these penalties abated. If you're late, you should definitely go through the DIIRSP program and then probably file an appeal thereafter. We're here for you in case you need us. Thank you. Have a good day.